Digital marketing is a market to a specific generation of people who are bifurcated according to the attitudes, preferences, and upbringing. This distinguishes them from the various other groups. It is just about switching from the action of sending mass marketing message to sending customized message for a definite age group. When you speak to each customer in the way that they would feel more comfortable, you will be able to gain a competitive advantage as the customer will feel that you are trying to understand their individual requirements. But then, how do you differentiate the various generations? In the marketing world, the living generations have been separated into 6 categories. First, G1 generation. People who are born in 1901 and 1926. Second, silent generation. People who are born between 1926 and 1945. Third, baby boomers. People who are born between 1946 and 1964. Fourth, Generation X. People who are born between 1965 and 1980. Generation Y or millennial. People who are born between 1981 and 2000. And lastly, Generation Z. People who are born after 2001. In order to be aware of your target generation requirement, their experience and what they value can effectively make a difference in getting the reactions that you require your business to succeed. When there is a shift in the target market segment, then knowing customer preference can be done in less time. Generational marketing merely means to understand that each and every generation has its own characteristics that are driven by their experience, belief, and values. Having these characteristics, it will lead to distinct personalities that will govern the behaviors of the segment. Once you have unlocked the necessities of each segment, you will be able to target those segments with its related services and products efficiently. Having a wide span of generations, it becomes challenging for the business to maintain the range of the services that each segment responds. For example, a person from Generation Z will not prefer to carry a checkbook and would prefer to conduct financial transactions online. But people from early generation would expect one-to-one service and would prefer to conduct a financial transaction in a branch. It becomes quite natural for the business to pay most of their attention and resources on the current high-value member. But however, it is equally important to think of the long-term effect and recognize the budding members. For example, the current elders control the major share of deposits, while the future earning of generations X, Y, and Z cannot be ignored. It is important to build an association with the younger generation to imprint the business in their minds, as people tend to be attached to a particular business from they are small. To understand the concept of generational marketing better, let us take an example of 3 generations shopping in independent beauty stores: Baby Boomer, Generation X, and Millennial. In fact, a shopper belongs to a different category buys differently. There is a difference in mindsets, preference, and priorities. Any business who keep all shoppers in one group is less successful than those who segment the customers. For any business, it is their duty to understand the customers. One way to do this is to analyze the customer's age.
Here I would like to discuss about Generation Baby Boomers. Baby Boomers are the demographic cohort following the silent generation and preceding Generation X. The generation is generally defined as a people born from 1946 to 1964 during the post-World War II baby boom. The baby boom has been described variously as shock wave and as the peak in Python. Baby boomers are often parents of late generation X's and millennials. In 19 in the 1960s and 70s, in the West, a relatively large number of young people enter their teens and young adulthood. The oldest turned 18 in 1964. Marketing techniques for baby boomers. While the marketing world has been obsessed with appealing to millennials for some time now, studies shows that it's actually baby boomers who control more than 70% of nation's disposable income. Since baby boomers are now entering their post-careers life, this opens a grand opportunities for marketers to reach 74 million baby boomers who are about to have loads of free time to shop and buy things. With baby boomers making up such a massive segment of the consumer population, it's essentially for practically every business to know how to speak to their wants and needs.
Generation X, which a criteria of Generation X. Generation X is the age from 40 until 50 years old. In the age, they having a family. By that, in buying a product, they want to buy a product which is a cheaper product. It is because they having many commitment to do. Example, they think about children education, like children study at university and children at higher school. By that, which having a children in study, they have a lot of things they must think and support that thing. It is because by having that children in study, they must pay for children for university fees, tuition fees, taekwondo fees, mengaji fees and so on. By that, they always think about their children into the decision to buy a product. Then, in Generation X, they always choose a do decision which is all about family. By that, the very famous, they are very balanced lifestyle. It is because they want to save their family from trouble. In that generation, majority family have their own insurance. It is because by having the insurance, they trust can help them if have a trouble from their children. By that, they are very care about their family. After that, the furniture style are all in changing from baby boomers. It is because before this, baby boomers love and like buy furnitures, which is a big furnitures. But for Generation X, they love buy furniture with a teeny furnitures. It is because in that generation, they don't like having customer visit them and also they don't like talk with their community by face to face. They like talk with using technology like WhatsApp, Instagram, FaceTime and also Facebook. By that, they are more focused on chatting and talk with using that platform. After that, the marketers attract the Generation X. In market a product, the marketers must follow what kind their behavior. It is because the different generation having a different tastes, needs and wants. By that, the marketer must close with them. Into that, they can know more details about that generation. Okay, for Generation X, they most is quiet. The marketers attract them. They must wish a talk about promotion details, like how much percent they can get if buy a product. It is because they like and choose a cheaper and one and good quality. In marketers attract them also the Generation X that they don't like nostalgia. By that, the marketers must straight to the point in give an information about your product and service. Then, in that generation also, the marketers must produce a product which are not affected environment. It is because they are concerned about environment. The next generation is Generation Y. Criteria of Generation Y. Generation Y is the age from 24 until 39 years old. It's that generation, they are more focused on their self. By that, if marketers produce a product, they can produce a product which a single Y. The generation also not are same with the generation X. It is because in generation Y, they not want loyalty with one product, but they like change and change a product which follow a new trend. Then the generation Y also is extremely comfortable with a mobile and still use a computer to purchase. The generation having a multiple social media account. Okay, the marketers can attract the generation Y which is a knowing behavior. For generation Y, they have a lot of information. By that, in market a product for generation Y, the marketers have the challenges. In market a product for the generation Y, love to try a product before buy a product. They love to get experience before buy. Example, Netflix are more focusing for generation Y because they give 1 month free trial, and if customer like that, the customer can pay a Netflix to continue it. Then, in produce a product, the marketers also must change a design. It is because the generation want to follow a new one. By that, a brand can famous only 2 until 3 years only.
Next, the three approaches that are likely to be taken marketers in response to the specific characteristic of each generation cohort mentioned. The first approach is keep marketing effort diverse, which is consumer want to see themselves reflect in your promoting efforts. Just make sure all of your clients are reflected. Your customer will take note when your campaigns lean into difference and considerations. In truth, your millennial customer will like you even superior if they see more than themselves reflected in your marketing materials. So rather than centering your campaign on single generation, make beyond any doubt you highlight a diverse group of models with a variety of lifestyles. You just got to listen to what your customers are asking for and focusing on inclusivity and differences as you continue to develop. Approach is don't play favorites with your messages medium. Millennials are generally influenced by what they see on Instagram and Facebook. That's why most marketers focus on huge portion of their social media marketing and thus on attempting to request to them. Unfortunately, numerous do so at the expense of coming out to other generations, and they are ignoring a huge parcel of their audience as a result. After all, generations is shopping online and utilizing social media these days. Consider baby boomers who have been slowest to embrace technology. That moderate embrace does not mean you won't find them on social media, and whereas Generation X still favors going to stores, its member check social media and online reviews on their phones whereas they are within the store. So don't expect you will as it work God comes about focusing on all your social advertisement to millennials and all your print advertisement to baby boomers. The final approach that the marketers should take to approach the generations is market to all with respect, not generalizations. After you stop utilizing assumptions to guide the placement of your marketing efforts, you will discover it much easier to reach over generation. However, it's fair as important not to let assumptions leak into your messaging. For example, don't focus on Gen Y and Gen X only because of they using internet and social media. Try to respect all generation, which is do some efforts to make sure the baby boomers also know about your product.
In conclusion, generational marketing has its own merits and demerits. It is not the best tool, neither the worst tool to rely on business marketing. Creating content for various generation or generational marketing is not easy considering the fact of their extreme difference in ideas and values. But constant growing channels and generations' flexibility towards them You will be able to create content that helps your business to create a better association with the customer.